This is probably the best Android tablet of 2025. The OnePlus Pad 3 is here and I've been using it for the past couple of weeks, and let me tell you, this tablet completely changes everything about Android tablets. OnePlus might have just created something that even Samsung should be worried about. Every possible thing you want in a high-end Android tablet, this one has it all. A gorgeous display, amazing performance and excellent battery. My name is Prithviraj and today we are taking a deep dive into whether the OnePlus Pad 3 is worth your money in 2025. Let's start with what you will notice first. This thing is thin, like ridiculously thin. At just 6mm thickness, OnePlus has managed to create the slimmest premium tablet I've ever held. And yup, this thing is even thinner than the iPad Air. But here is where it gets interesting. Despite being this thin, it weighs 675 grams, which actually gives it this reassuring premium feel. It's got an aluminum frame that makes it look quite elegant. OnePlus has ditched that center camera layout from the OnePlus Pad 2, and honestly this one looks fantastic, especially as the OnePlus Pad 2 had a big camera bump at the back. So for tasks like writing and stuff, this one will have more stability. Also, now the base variant comes in at 256 gigs of storage. The power button and the speaker grill sit on top. Yup, we are getting 8 speakers this time, but I'll get to why this matters in a bit. At the bottom we have more speaker grills and that USB Type-C port, of course. And yes, it supports OTG and accessory connectors, which opens up some crazy possibilities. And it also supports UFS 4.0 for faster transfers. We got the volume buttons and the magnet for holding the OnePlus Stylus 2 on the right. We will talk about the stylus a bit later. Tiny thing that I appreciate, the edges don't dig into your palms in landscape mode. If you binge watch content or type a lot, that matters more than you think. Keep an eye on those 8 speakers. You'll hear something later that surprised my iPad spoiled ears. I pre-ordered this tablet, so I received the OnePlus Stylus 2 and the folio case along with it. The folio case is actually nice here. It has these triangular grooves so that you can make it stand upright. That's a neat addition, I have to say. And also feels quite good in hand even with the case. Now let's talk about this gorgeous display. Alright, here's where things really get interesting. The OnePlus Pad 3 has this massive 13.2-inch IPS LCD display. Now before you roll your eyes at LCD, wait. This isn't just any LCD. We are talking about a resolution of 2400 by 3392 pixels. That's beyond 3K territory. But the real kicker, it comes in at a display refresh rate of 144Hz along with 900 nits of peak brightness. I know what you're thinking, but Prithviraj is just LCD, not AMOLED. And you are right. You won't be getting those perfect black like those high-end Samsung tablets. But here's the thing, OnePlus somehow has managed to tune this display so well that in daily usage you wouldn't care that it's not OLED. The colors pop and the smoothness is incredible. Special thanks to the 144Hz refresh rate, which is just not for gaming. Scrolling through apps, editing documents, and even navigating the UI, everything feels like butter. And with Dolby Vision support, watching content on this is, well, let me just say I finished an entire season of my favorite show in one sitting. Not really proud of that. My productivity took a hit, but my eyes and my mind was really happy. The 87.3% screen to body ratio means you're basically holding a display with barely any bezels. It's immersive in a way that makes going back to smaller tablets feel cramped. And as I mentioned, 8 speakers. 8. When I first heard this, I thought it was kind of an overkill, but I was wrong. The soundstage on this tablet is insane. OnePlus calls it their holo audio system, and it actually creates a 3D bubble of sound around you. If you remember, I complained about the OnePlus Pad 2 not having enough bass, but they fixed it. The low-end punch is there now. Watching movies feels like having a portable home theater. The Dolby Atmos implementation isn't just for marketing checkbox. You can actually hear the difference. At max volume, it's loud. It's quite loud. It has that warmth and the richness that I often look for in the audio. But here's the impressive part. No distortion. Even at 100% volume, the audio stays clean. Whether you're watching Netflix or my videos on YouTube, the audio experience matches the visual one. But all in all, for the media experience, you are gonna have a great time binge watching your favorite shows on the OnePlus Pad 3. Also, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you're finding this video helpful. And I'll keep bringing more such reviews. Now let us get into the business end of this tablet. And let's talk performance. This is where OnePlus just flexes on everyone. Also, they have done a lot of work on the software department and have added a lot of new features that will blow your mind. We will get to that in a moment as usual. But here's the real star of the show. The Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset. Yup, the 3nm chipset paired with 16 gigs of RAM. Let me put that into perspective. This isn't just tablet level performance. This is why do I need a laptop again performance. It's a performance beast in simple words. Here are the benchmarks on Geekbench 6, and as you can see, it performed really great. We are looking at numbers that embarrass most ultrabooks. But numbers are really boring. Here's what that means for you. I edited a 4K video, had multiple Chrome tabs open and was also downloading files in the background, and the tablet didn't even get warm. The Orion V2 Phoenix cores handles everything you throw at them, and with that Adreno 830 GPU, well, let's talk about gaming. Remember when I said this tablet changes everything? Here's part 1 of the answer. BGMI ran at 120 FPS, constantly, no drops at high settings, and about 90 FPS at max graphics. Even games like COD Mobile and Asphalt ran smooth as silk at its highest settings. The thermal management is so good that even after an hour of gaming, it was just slightly warm. The 144Hz display isn't just for the specs. In competitive games, the difference is night and day. Your reflexes feel sharper, everything feels much more responsive. Gaming felt real smooth and super sharp on this tablet. Now let's talk about the software, as this is where OnePlus has made things a lot more convenient. It runs on a skinned version of Android 15. OnePlus has refined this so much that it actually makes sense on a tablet. The split screen multitasking is finally proper, and you can have up to 3 apps open simultaneously, and it still doesn't feel cramped on the 13.2-inch display. They have paid a lot of attention to make the multitasking process as smooth as possible, and it's rather easy to get into split screen multitasking. You'll get this option floating here. You can simply click on that and it will create that instantly. Running 3 apps side by side can be super fun. This thing is a game changer if you wanted to use it as your primary computer. We still have the dynamic island thing going on. You can easily change songs on Spotify or fast forward an audiobook from here. This will reduce the friction of switching apps a bit. These are the small tweaks that feel negligible, but in long-term usage, these simple things are the one that will make your life so much easier. The mini app drawer from the OnePlus Pad 2 is still there. It's back and better, but now we have floating windows that you can minimize into little bubbles. It's basically desktop style multitasking on Android, and it works. Still no fingerprint sensor though in 2025 on a premium tablet. OnePlus, what are you doing? Face unlock works fine, but when the tablet is flat on the desk, I just wanna tap and go. And speaking of software updates, the OnePlus Pad 3 will receive 3 major Android upgrades and a total of 6 years of security patches. And before we address the note-taking experience with the OnePlus Stylus 2, let us talk about the camera. The OnePlus Pad 3 features a 13-megapixel rear camera along with a flash, and it also comes with an 8-megapixel front camera. The front camera is on the horizontal bezel, which makes it perfect for meetings and video calls, and it is also well hidden inside the horizontal bezels.
So this is how the front camera looks like on the OnePlus Pad 3, and to be very honest, this isn't as wide as I would have liked it to be. The quality is decent, not that amazing, but for attending meetings and video calls, it will just get the job done. I just wished it was a tiny bit more wide in comparison to what it is now.
Battery life is another segment where the OnePlus Pad 3 takes things out of the park. It features a massive 12,140 mAh battery. This thing lasts forever. I'm talking 2 days of heavy use, 3 days of moderate usage, and the idle time battery management is amazing on this tablet. Leave it for a few days and come back later, you will barely lose any charge. But here's the real deal: 80 watts fast charging. Yep, 80 watts. This massive battery charges from 0 to 100% in just over an hour. That's faster than most phones with half the battery capacity. Though honestly, with the battery life this good, you'll really see it hit 0. And the cherry on top is that it comes with the 80 watt fast charger right inside the box. So you can experience the ultra fast charging without spending extra, unlike many other brands. Looking at you, Samsung. And now if you're looking for a tablet for taking notes or doing some digital art perhaps, let's talk about the OnePlus Stylus 2. OnePlus still sells the OnePlus Stylus 2 separately, and as I previously mentioned, I got one for free as a pre-order bonus. So I would recommend check out the OnePlus website once before you place your order. You might get that if the offer still stands or there is something else. And also I'm really disappointed that they did not release any new stylus. We are stuck with the same stylus as the one from the OnePlus Pad 2. Well, if you have seen my OnePlus Pad 2 review, you might remember I wasn't really a fan of the writing experience. The writing felt a bit plasticky and not that smooth. And if I'm being very honest, when compared with the S Pen of the Samsung tablets and of course the Apple Pencil, it's not that great. The writing experience with the Stylus 2 has improved significantly with software updates, but it's still not Samsung S Pen level. In short, it's not really fast enough for quick notes. The pressure is pretty good and the accuracy isn't that bad. Palm rejection also works great in most apps. The latency is slightly noticeable, although it has improved over the OnePlus Pad 2. The latency is the most noticeable while drawing lines and stuff, although many apps help you fix that with stroke stabilization, but that can be an issue for digital art as you're gonna lose a bit of precision when you enable that is. The OnePlus Notes app still feels like a poor imitation of Apple Notes, so you're better off using third-party apps. You can check out apps like Notewise and Flexil in order to fix this issue. If note-taking or digital art is in your top priority, this tablet is still not the most ideal one for you, considering the price point especially. It's functional for quick sketches and annotating PDFs, but for serious note-taking or digital art, I'll say you should just look elsewhere, as even if you search reviews on Google about this one, you will find mixed reviews totally. Now let's talk about the pricing of the OnePlus Pad 3. The base model with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage which is aggressive enough to make the iPad Air look overpriced. Here is a screenshot of the current pricing on both Amazon US as well as on Amazon India. And also here's a screenshot of the current price of the OnePlus Stylo 2. We have covered a lot, but the big question is, should you buy the OnePlus Pad 3? Rather, is OnePlus Pad 3 the best Android tablet of 2025? Well, in a way, it surely is a strong contender for that. If you want the best Android tablet for media consumption, gaming, and general productivity in 2025, absolutely yes, this is one of the best options out there in the market. The performance is unmatched at this price, the display is gorgeous, and the battery life is exceptional. But if you're a student or a digital artist who need excellent stylus support, the iPads or the Samsung tablets would still be a better option for you. The OnePlus Pad 3 isn't perfect, but it's quite up there. It's an Android tablet that finally makes sense in terms of all-round performance, as it didn't really cut corners on the areas where it matters the most. So what do you think? Is the OnePlus Pad 3 worth it, or are you still gonna stick to your current tablet? Let me know in the comments below. But if you're looking for other options, then you can consider checking out the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 FE, or rather the budget iPad, which is the iPad 11 Gen. Click here on this video for the comparison of the iPad 11 Gen with the Galaxy Tab S10 FE. Trust me, you wouldn't want to miss that before buying. See you there.